everybody, it's Miss Joanne. You might say, oh my God, look at her, she has the same clothes on. I'm taping this ahead because I have time. Yay! So anyways, so let's start. Yesterday was Tuesday. That was yesterday. Say, see you later Tuesday. You're done. Let me turn this up like that. There we go. So we need to find out what today is. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3. Days of the week. 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 There's Sunday and there's Monday. There's Tuesday and there's Wednesday. There's Thursday and there's Friday. And then there's Saturday. Gotta get my things out. So, there's Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Yesterday was Tuesday. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. What? It starts with the W sound. And what letter makes the W sound? The W makes the W sound. Wow! Oh, that's a blend. So today is, ta-da, Wednesday. And we're going to keep up what we had for sunny, but because I'm not sure, maybe it's going to be, I think it might be cloudy tomorrow. So we'll change that to cloudy. Cloudy, because it has the big cloud here. Oops, gotta take sunny off. So yesterday was Wednesday. What's that make tomorrow? I mean, today is Wednesday. What's that make tomorrow? Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Do you remember? It's the blend one of those blend ones where it doesn't sound like the first letter because it has another letter with it, and so it changed. Oh, I'll get it, Omari. Wait a minute. So tomorrow starts with a TH. Well, let me turn this one over. There you go. But it doesn't say T like the T says because it has the H right after it. So it says th, th. Tomorrow is Thursday. Wow. Today is Wednesday. I think it's going to be cloudy. And tomorrow is going to be Thursday. I'm kind of down this end of the table today for some reason. So let's move this over here and turn it. Let's just start with 10. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Bonk! What comes after 17? Anybody know? 18. Fudgicle. I love fudgicles. So that goes there because it's Wednesday. Today is Wednesday, August 18th. 2021. And remember, this whole week, there's no school. We are on vacation. So we're working on, who remembers what color? What color have we been working on? We've been working on blue. And there's all sorts of, well, every color has different shades. So there's this color blue, there's the pale blue that's like the walls. There's the sky, and that can be any number of color of blue. Water. I like blue. I like blue. It's not my favorite color. That's purple. And we're working on the number 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. gnarly fingers. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 yellow leaves. Does anybody remember what letter Omari's name starts with? It. It's the letter O. O. Office starts with O. That's showing a picture of Miss Bonnie's office. Right at the end of the hall that our classroom is on now, but that'll be changing. Octopus. Woo! Octopus. Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. Outside. You see all the grass and some trees. Pretty. We're going to be reading a longer book today, so we'll see if we can read it all or if we have to save some of it and do a part 2 tomorrow. I hope we'll be able to read it all. But a little while ago we were doing a lot on gardens and stuff, so I chose Paddington Bear in the Garden. There's Paddington Bear. He always has that blue coat and that big hat on. Look at all the pretty flowers he's growing. He's got quite the garden. Wow. He doesn't live around here because some of those flowers wouldn't grow well around here. Paddington Bear in the Garden, and it's by Michael Bond. He's the author, and the pictures are by R.W. Alley. B-I-N-G-O. Okay, let's see. Yeah, I can read this. While I show you the picture of Paddington, he's sitting at a desk doing something, or table doing something. One morning, Paddington took some paper and a pencil into the garden and began making a list of all the nice things he could think of about being a bear and living with the Browns. Oh. To start with, he had a room of his own and a warm bed to sleep in. Well, those are important. Maybe not a room of your own. I had to share growing up with my sister, but we had our own beds, nice and warm. And he had marmalade for breakfast every morning. Marmalade is like a jam kind of thing, jelly jam. In darkest Peru, he had only been allowed it on Sundays. Oh no. The list grew longer and longer, and he had nearly run out of paper before he realized he'd left out one of the nicest things of all. He's got a little wheelbarrow that he has all his little tools in for gardening. You can see some of his plants in containers around him. The garden! That was the nicest thing. See, there's a nice garden. Everybody's working in it. Paddington liked the Browns' garden. Apart from the occasional noise from a nearby building site, it was so quiet and peaceful, it didn't seem like being in London at all. London is the capital of another country. It's England. It's across the ocean from us, and London is the capital. But nice gardens don't just happen. They usually require a lot of hard work, and the one at number 32 Windsor Gardens was no exception, and that's quite true. Gardens are a lot of work. First you have to clean, the spot, plant everything, then you got to water and mulch and pick weeds. Oh my God. I have planted all around my house and in the back, all over the place, and I regretted being so ambitious with the planting. Mr. Brown had to mow the lawn twice a week. He's got one of those old pusher mowers where you push and the wheels make the thing go around so it cuts the grass. Not like now when everyone has electric or gas-powered lawnmowers. And Mrs. Brown was kept busy weeding the flower beds. There was always something to do. Even Mrs. Bird lent a hand whenever she had a spare moment. Well, let's see if we can find that. Oh, I guess that's Mrs. Bird. Mrs. Bird. And there's Mr. Brown mowing, Mrs. Brown weeding. Oh. You see? It was Mrs. Bird who first suggested giving Jonathan, Judy, and Paddington each a piece of the garden. That they could do it themselves. It will keep certain bears out of mischief, she said meaningly. You think she's talking about Paddington? Does he get in a lot of trouble? Mr. Brown agreed it was a very good idea, and he measured out 3 plots at the far end of the lawn. Let me see. Yep, there he is measuring them out. He measured them out. Now he's drawing string so he can see where to cut them out because they got to clear the grass out of there. Paddington was most excited. I don't suppose there are many bears who have their own garden, he exclaimed. I don't suppose that either. You okay? Early the next morning, all 3 set to work. They're all working in their gardens. Let's see what they're doing. Oh, she's already planting. The grass is gone from hers. I think he's removing the grass, and Paddington's just sitting there. Let's see what it says. Judy decided to make a flower bed, and Jonathan had his eye on some old paving stones. Oh, those are paving stones. But Paddington didn't know what to do. In the past, he had often found the gardening was much harder work than it looked, especially when you only have paws. So that's why he's sitting there. He doesn't know what to do. In the end, armed with a jar of Mrs. Bird's homemade marmalade, he borrowed Mr. Brown's wheelbarrow and set off to look for ideas. So he's walking around looking in other people's yards to see what they do with their gardens. That was pretty smart of him, thinking about that. Oh. His first stop was a booth in the market, and there he bought a book called How to Plan Your Garden by Lionel Trugg. Make sure you can still see the picture. Yep. The book came complete with a large packet of assorted seeds, and if the picture on the front cover was anything to go by, gardening must be very relaxing. Mr. Trugg seemed to do most of his planning while lying in a hammock. Oh, isn't that nice? By the end of the book, without lifting a finger, he was surrounded by blooms of every possible size and color. Paddington decided it was a very good value indeed, especially when the owner of the booth gave him 2 pence change. They don't use nickels and dimes, they use what's called pence. Well, they used to. So there he is reading his book. There you go. Mr. Trugg's book was full of useful hints and tips, and Paddington couldn't wait to try some of them out. The very first tip suggested that before starting work, it was a good idea to close your eyes and try to picture what the garden would look like when it was finished. Good idea, because I sometimes would just go without even planning, and I had to rearrange things a number of times. Okay, I gotta go see what Omari needs. I gotta pause you. Having walked into a lamppost by mistake, Paddington decided to read another page or 2, and there he found a much better idea. Here he is. He walked into the lamppost. The wheelbarrow went upside down, kind of. Everything fell out. Mr. Trugg advised standing back and looking at the site from a safe distance, preferably somewhere up high. He knew just the spot. So Paddington's running home, it looks like, or walking fast, because he knew, and with all his stuff, because he wanted to watch his space, his garden spot. By the time Paddington reached the building site, Near the Brown's house, it was the middle of the morning, and the men were all on their tea break. They drink a lot of tea over in England. Placing his jar of marmalade on a wooden platform for safekeeping, he sat on a pile of bricks for a rest. Well, he considered the matter. Oh, there's his marmalade. He's sitting on the pile of bricks. He's like thinking. There was no one around, and there was a ladder nearby. Don't you just want to shout, "No, Paddington, no, don't climb that ladder"? Let's see if that's what happens. I don't know. I've never read this book before. Mr. Trugg was quite right. The Browns' garden did look very different from up high. Oh, look, he's way up there and looking down on the gardens. Judy was digging away at her patch of ground, and not far away Jonathan was trying to break a paving stone in two. Just then Paddington heard the sound of an engine starting, and, standing well back in case Mrs. Bird saw him, he peered through a gap in the boards. As he did so, his eyes nearly popped out. On the ground just below him, a man was emptying a load of concrete on the very spot where he had left his jar of marmalade. Oh no! He's pouring the cement like they make sidewalks out of. Right on top of his marmalade. Oh no! Paddington scrambled back down the ladder as fast as his legs would carry him, reaching the bottom just as the foreman came around the corner. "Is anything wrong?" asked the man. "You look upset." Look at it. He does look upset. "You can do it." "Yeah, you did it." "My jar's been buried," exclaimed Paddington hotly, pointing to the pile of concrete. "It has some of Mrs. Bird's best golden chunks in it, too." Here they are. They poured the cement, and then they have to smooth it out when they're doing it. So the jar of marmalade is under that cement. Oh no, you won't be getting that back. You can do it. Go on, roll over. You can do it. I know you can. Go, Omari. You can do it. You can do it. The foreman, that's the guy that is the boss, called his men together. "There's a young bear gentleman here who's lost some very valuable chunks," he said urgently. "Better get cracking." At construction sites, they all wear these hard hats on their heads in case something falls. It's to protect them. "I won't ask how your jar got there," he said, turning to Paddington as the man set to work clearing the concrete into small piles, "or what you were doing up the ladder." "I'm glad of that," said Paddington, politely raising his hat. "Oh, thank you so much. That's very nice of you," raising his hat as kind of a thanks. And they're all digging through the concrete looking for his jar. "Come on, go up on all four. You can do it." Suddenly, there was a whirring sound from somewhere overhead, and to Paddington's surprise, the platform landed at his feet. "My marmalade!" he exclaimed thankfully. So someone had pulled this up. They were bringing up something, and the marmalade was on it, and now it's coming back down. "Your marmalade?" repeated the foreman, staring at the jar. "Did you say marmalade?" "That's right," said Paddington. "I put it there ready for my 11s. It must have been taken up by mistake. Now the top's come off." "Yeah, I put it there." And he's saying, "That's what you were looking for, marmalade?" "The top's come off. Oh no, it's spilling everywhere. Poor Paddington. It's spilling everywhere. Oh no." It was the foreman's turn to look as though he could hardly believe his eyes. "That's special quick-drying cement," he wailed. "It's probably hard rock already, ruined by a bear's marmalade. No one will give me 2 pence for it now." I will, said Paddington eagerly. I have an idea. He's saying, oh, this is no good for me now. What am I going to do with it? It cost me money to make it and buy it, and now it's ruined. And Paddington, I have an idea. It took Paddington several trips to take all the lumps of concrete home in the wheelbarrow, and it kept him busy for most of the week. There he is bringing the chunks home in his wheelbarrow. Put them in, bring them back, and you lift it up and they all fall out. Then you bring it back, fill it up again. When the builders saw the rock garden he had made, they were most impressed, and the foreman even gave Paddington some plants to finish it off until his seeds started to grow. It's National Garden Day on Saturday, he said. There are some very famous people judging it. I'll spread the word around. You never know your luck. So he's telling him it's National Gardening Day. He likes what he did. Where is it? He likes what he did with the colored concrete now. Look, he made a big circle, a smaller one, and then made a tower of rocks. Very pretty. Oh, look at this one. With the paving stones, he put a bird bath on so the birds are taking baths and drinking. And there's the girls' garden with all her little plants starting to grow. They're all so different. That's the nicest part. Look at all the plants they're giving Paddington. They're very nice people, very generous. The foreman was as good as his word, and on Saturday half the neighborhood turned up at number 32 Winter Gardens to see the judges arrive. Oh, there they are arriving. Here come the judges. Here come the judge. Paddington nearly fell over backward in surprise when he discovered that no less a person than Mr. Lionel Trugg himself was leading the procession. The man that wrote the book. Here's their procession. It's very good of you to get out of your hammock, Mr. Trugg, he exclaimed. Not at all, said Lionel Trugg. My pleasure. I must say I love your orange stones. Where did you find them? I didn't, said Paddington. I think they found me, thanks to the builders. And now you can see it with the flowers that he planted around it. Very pretty. I think Paddington was very smart. Let's find out. Here's their picture. Congratulations, said Mr. Trugg, as he handed Paddington a gold star. It's like the Olympics medals that you get win, put around your neck. It's good to see a young bear taking up gardening. I hope you will be the first of many. And to show how pleased he was, he gave both Jonathan and Judy a silver medal so they didn't feel left out. Who would have believed it, said Mr. Brown as the last of the crowd departed. You must write and tell Aunt Lucy all about it, said Mrs. Bird. They'll be very excited in the home for retired bears when they hear the news. That would be nice news. Paddington thought it was a good idea, but he had something to do first. I wonder what he has to do. I guess we'll find out when we read this page. He wanted to add one more important item to his list of all the nice things there were about being a bear and living with the Browns. Having my own rock garden. Then he signed his name and added his special paw print, just to show it was genuine. And that is the end. So that was nice. He's all excited about having his own garden. I hope you all have a great day, and I will see you again tomorrow. Bye.